Washington, Reuters, U.S. consumer spending increased solidly in June as households spent more on restaurants and accommodation, building a strong base for the economy heading into the third quarter, while inflation rose moderately. The Commerce Department said on Tuesday consumer spending, which accounts for more than two-thirds of U.S. economic activity, rose 0.4% last month. Data for May was revised up to show consumer spending advancing 0.5% instead of the previously reported 0.2% increase. Last month a Euro trademark's increase in consumer spending was in line with economists' Euro trademark expectations. The data was included in last Friday a Euro trademark's second quarter gross domestic product report, which showed consumer spending accelerating at a 4.0% annualized rate during that period after a pedestrian 0.5% pace in the first quarter. The economy grew at a 4.1% rate in the second quarter, almost double the January-March period a Euro trademark's 2.2% pace and the strongest performance in nearly 4 years. June a Euro trademark's increase in consumer spending sets it on a higher growth path heading into the third quarter. Consumer spending last month was boosted by spending at restaurants and on accommodation. Spending on goods was unchanged after surging 0.9% in May. Spending on services accelerated 0.6% after rising 0.3% in the prior month. Prices continued to steadily rise last month. The Personal Consumption Expenditures, PCE, price index excluding the volatile food and energy components gained 0.1%. It had risen by 0.2% in May. That kept the year-on-year increase in the so-called core PCE price index at 1.9% for a third straight month. The core PCE index is the Federal Reserve Euro trademark's preferred inflation measure. The core PCE hit the U.S. Central Bank Euro trademark's 2% inflation target in March for the first time since December 2011. Fed officials were due to start a two-day meeting later on Tuesday. They are expected to leave interest rates unchanged after increasing borrowing costs in June for the second time this year. The Fed has forecast 2 more rate hikes by December. The moderate inflation helped to support consumer spending last month. When adjusted for inflation, consumer spending rose 0.3% in June after a similar gain in May. In June, personal income rose 0.4%, matching a Euro trademark's increase. Wages gained 0.4%. The saving rate was unchanged at 6.8% last month.